I think oil right now and just the rest of the commodity complex is really dominated by three themes: geopolitics, trade, and technology. And certainly right now, geopolitics are the main driving force, pushing oil close to the high end of this year's range. But we still expect, of course, if we have kind of either a peace deal with Iran or maybe just kind of a limited skirmish like we had back in June, for prices to revert back to around $60 a barrel on Brent. The market is oversupplied. Inventories are rising. They've been going up for a while. And we expect roughly a 2 million barrel a day surplus this year in the global Brent market. So
wow.
That's the fundamentals. That's what the fundamentals are saying. There's a lot of barrels, and Saudi Arabia's post the return of OPEC plus barrels, or the group has. So we think those barrels will start coming back if we breach the $70 mark. And again, OPEC has a couple more weeks to decide what to do here. But there's plenty of oil in the market, and the price war that or the recovery of market share that OPEC started a couple of years ago hasn't quite been fully finished, and there's more barrels to come.
Yeah. Okay, so you anticipated some of my questions. I was going to ask how much of an oversupply you see. You say 2 million barrels per day, but let me just ask you about OPEC as well. Do you think if we shoot above $70 and we stay there, that OPEC would then be incentivized to bring on some of the spare capacity they're sitting on back to the market? And if so, how much are you anticipating?
I think so. I think OPEC will bring back a lot of capacity. We're going to see a meaningful decline in spare productive capacity over the course of the next year or two. And again, if prices were to move meaningfully below $70 a barrel, we could have a resurgence in shale output in the U.S., which is probably the last thing OPEC wants to see. Remember, between 2022 and 2024, when prices averaged $86, $87 a barrel on Brent, we ended up with an extra 3 million barrels a day of U.S. crude oil output plus natural gas liquids. So OPEC doesn't want to have a repeat of that. Saudi Arabia itself ended up cutting 2 million barrels a day during that window. That's not going to bring back good memories. They need more volumes out there. So I do think the group will try to push more oil and recover market share, and certainly hope that over the course of the next 2-3 years there will be less spare capacity in the market.